Today's video, we're going to talk about some of the biggest fears about moving to the state of Utah. So let's get after it right now. Welcome to the Living in Utah channel. I'm Mike Gallagher, a local real estate agent. And if this is your first time to my channel and you want to learn everything about living in Utah, you may consider tapping that subscribe button down below and hitting that bell notification. YouTube will send you an alert every time I release a new video. Apart from making videos, I also help people buy or sell real estate. I'll put my contact information on the screen and in the show notes if I can be of any assistance. I guess one of the tough things is trying to find friends when you move to a new area. It is tough to move. I have experience with that as a kid. My father was in the military and we were moving about every 2 to 3 years. So trying to find friends was difficult. Well, today we have modern avenues to find some friends like Facebook and Instagram. I'd recommend you get on some of those particular websites and look for individuals or groups that have common interests. For example, if you're a rock climber or a skydiver, well, don't call me because I'm afraid of heights. So I would never go rock climbing or skydiving. But if you were to go golfing or ride a UTV or go out to the desert or go hiking, that's down my avenue. So go on to some of the groups, the Facebook groups, find people with very similar interests to you. Or if you have kids, you can always network through your kids and school with other neighbors, maybe a couple streets over. There are many avenues to find new friends. And another one that just came up recently would be new construction. Somebody reached out to me because their property taxes were too high. Well, they felt their property taxes were too high. They were actually correct. But when they were buying this new construction home, somebody gave them the advice that the taxes would be this very, very low number. Well, that didn't factor in a home being built on the property. Basically, I think the county was still taxing it as raw land. The home got built. The county comes in, they reassess an area, new construction, boom, 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 higher price. So they got a big shock when it came to property taxes, and they were, hey, Mike, we cannot afford the property taxes. We went from like a couple $100 to a couple $1,000. Well, my advice would be, if you are looking at new construction, compare the property taxes on the whole city, in other neighborhoods, in the same price range. That will give you a more realistic viewpoint as to what your potential property taxes will be. And also, as we're talking about purchasing a home, the other thing is, remember about growth. And this particular situation just happened. We have many freeways that need expanded, added on to, new freeways installed, etc., etc. This particular freeway has been in existence. They've expanded the freeway, and now they are looking to expand it even further. And people are upset, hey, that's going right through where I live. Well, folks, that particular construction has been planned, has probably been in the planning stages. I think I remember back to about 2010. It takes them a while to eventually get around to building new roads. We have tremendous growth in the state. We need to build new freeways, expand freeways, make new freeway entrances, etc. So if you are looking at purchasing a home, make sure you know the neighborhood very, very well, so that in, say, 3 or 5 years' time, someone's not knocking on your door going, oh, by the way, there's a freeway going in your backyard. As we're talking about housing, how about HOA fees? I don't think we have as many HOA communities in this state as maybe some other states that I've seen, but we do have HOA communities. And if you are in an HOA, what does it cover? Make sure you know exactly what's being covered. If you're in northern Utah, one important thing for you might be snow removal. In some HOAs, they will only clear the street. Sidewalk and driveway would be your responsibility. Other HOAs, they will clear your driveway. So make sure you know what you're paying for upfront. If you don't plan on removing the snow yourself, maybe you will have to hire somebody to come in and remove the snow. Does it cover trash? Does it cover water? Does it cover sewer? Make sure you know what you're paying for in an HOA. And let's also talk about the real estate market. I keep hearing the market's going to crash, crash, crash. Well, I've heard that for over 10 years. The market has not crashed over the last 10, probably going on 12 to 15 years. Also, a lot of people want to know interest rates. When are they going to come down? Well, the experts say that the interest rates that we currently have is the average, is where we should normally be. Now, I know a couple years ago we were down there below 3%, 2.75, 3%, 3.25. Historically low interest rates. Will we ever get that low again? No one really knows, but the odds are probably against it. Let's take a look at why interest rates went so low. Well, we had COVID going on, and we literally shut down our economy. Gyms, restaurants, many businesses were shut down. In order to boost the economy, get money flowing through the country, the federal government decided to lower interest rates, which will spur people to go out and purchase RVs and homes and cars and everything else that you typically will take a loan out for. Well, people took advantage of that. They went out and they shopped. They bought new cars. They bought homes. They bought RVs. It was astonishing. I would literally drive by RV dealerships and the lot would be empty. I've never seen an RV dealership, or a car dealership for that matter, with no inventory. Yes, that's how it was. That's the main reason we had a low interest rate. Now, keep in mind, as far as, the market crashing, et cetera, or homes coming down in Utah, Utah is still a growth state. People need housing. If you move here, you have to live somewhere. Rent a place or buy a place. Pretty much only two options, or live with relatives. We still have companies moving, relocating to this area, building new factories in the area. Hill Air Force Base is growing. It's busting at the seams. A lot of defense contractors are moving into the state. A lot of outdoor recreational companies are moving into the state. And then we have Silicon Slopes. High-tech industry down there is just booming. New buildings being built every time I drive through there. Retirees are still moving to the state. It's a very desirable state for retirees. Also, 2034, we have the Olympics coming. So, between now and then, we will probably still see growth. After the Olympics, the growth will probably continue. People will come here to enjoy the Olympics. Say, hey, we think this is a nice place. If we get the opportunity, we may move here. Maybe we'll buy a second home in Utah, a vacation rental, so we can come out and ski and mountain bike during the summer. That's what happened back in 2002. I lived through that market. I pretty much knew what went on, and I think the exact same thing will happen here in 2034. After 2002, we were just in a growth mode, and it has just been booming, 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 and has not slowed down. So if we have the same pattern happen in 2034, I imagine the growth will continue now, and after 2034, continue even more. So for housing to go down, well, we may not see home prices come down. If they do, it'd probably be a little bit, but as far as crashing, I think we would have to have something very major happen in our economy. That's today's video. If you have any questions, by all means, reach out to me. Glad to answer anything that I can. In the meantime, take care and stay safe.